Hi everyone, my name is Allie. I'm one of the teachers at Yoga Habit, and while we're closed, we're going to be doing some online classes for you to practice at home. So here I am at home. This is my third floor. It's our office / yoga room, and for this practice, I'm using a yoga mat, which you can see right there. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can use a towel or just practice on carpet. I'm also going to be using a block, but if you don't have a block, you can use a water bottle. It'll work great. Yeah, I'm really happy that you're joining us, and we're going to do an hour-long power flow class just like we would do at the studio. I'm not going to provide any music because I don't prefer to practice with music, but if you want to get some soft tunes going in the background, do what you need to do. You can follow along with me. I'll be practicing during this class while I teach, and you can modify as you need. You don't have to do everything that I do, take breaks, all of that good stuff. One thing about this room I should let you know is that as we go to our mat, I'll show you, I can't reach, or the ceiling is really low here, so I can't reach all the way up. So when I'm practicing up here, I usually do cactus arms, so you'll be getting some good shoulder work during this practice just by default of this space, but we're making do with what we have, and nothing can stop us from doing yoga right now. All right, we're going to start in Child's Pose. Bring your knees out wide on the mat, your big toes to touch, and settle your hips back toward your heels. Walk your arms all the way forward on the ground. Spread your fingers out wide and feel the mat underneath your hands. You can bring your forehead down onto the floor and just start to deepen your breath. I'm going to invite in an intention of gratitude during this practice. Right now we're in really uncertain times, and a lot of times uncertainty causes anxiety. Gratitude is a proven method to fight anxiety, so as we move through our practice, just keep that in mind. Gratitude for your body, the space that you're doing this class in, all of the things that we do have, even though maybe we're not getting to do all of the things we want to do right now, there's still a lot to be grateful for. And take 3 more deep breaths. And come up to tabletop, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips right over your knees. Start with a flat back. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, pull your belly up to your spine, stabilizing your low back. Take one more full breath in here. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. Cow pose, drop your belly down, look forward. Cat pose, arch your spine, look toward your knees. Cow pose. Cat. Cow. Lift the crown of your head and tilt your tailbone up. Cat. Really pull your spine up to the ceiling so your shoulder blades separate away from your spine. Hold this here for another breath in. On your exhale, push the floor away from your chest. One more cow pose, breathe in. Stay here for the exhale. Come back to a flat back. Belly to spine on the exhale. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. And you can keep your knees bent. Bring a lot of movement into this downward facing dog. So my fingers are spread out wide, index fingers set straight ahead at 12 o'clock. Tailbone lifts up to the ceiling. One of my favorite things to do in this first downward facing dog is stretch out my legs, so lifting one leg up, bending your knee, stacking your hip open, just kind of like getting into those joints, loosening up a little bit. Take any movements you need that feel good. And this is really about feeling good in your body and not being perfect in your body. Notice if you have areas of tightness. Just move into those spaces. Take a deep breath and lift high up on your toes. On the exhale, sink your heels down, bend your knees again. Tailbone lifts up towards the ceiling. And walk your feet forward towards the top of your mat. Take a forward fold, but separate your feet about hips width distance or wider in this forward fold. Grab onto opposite elbows, let your head hang. You can stay still or sway side to side. Pull your chin towards your chest. Slowly release your hands down to the ground. Walk your feet together, big toes come to touch. Take a halfway lift. Pull your shoulder blades around your spine. Fold forward, exhale, release your head. Breathe in, halfway lift, press into your shins or your thighs. Fold forward. Another halfway lift. Bow. Mountain pose, reach all the way up. If you can reach up, great. I'm going to stick with my cactus arms. Fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, reach up. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders down on the exhale. Close your eyes, 2 more breaths. Awesome, mountain pose, reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Step back to high plank. And every time we're in high plank, you have the option to drop down onto your knees, keeping your core engaged though if you're taking that knee option, or stay lifted on your toes. One long line from your heels to the crown of your head. Take an inhale, press into the floor. Exhale, shift your whole body forward, lower down, low plank. Hands place around your ribs. Take a cobra or an up dog. Cobra is just a halfway lift, pressing through your feet. And then press through your knees, tabletop to downward facing dog. Easy to start. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Come high up on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, reach up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, squeeze your shoulder blades around your spine. Step back, high plank. Hold for 1 breath in. Shift forward, low plank, just halfway down. Upward facing dog. Easy to start. Again, maybe not your fullest expression. Downward facing dog, you can drop your knees, take it back, or roll over your toes. Take an inhale. Sink your heels on the exhale, soften your knees. Lift high up on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, reach up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Press through the tops of your feet, lift your knees. Downward facing dog, use your core to send your hips back. Come high up on your toes, bend your knees, step or hop forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. High to low plank, step or hop back. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Again, lift high on your toes. Press into your hands as you look forward. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, exhale. Mountain pose, reach up. Bow forward. Another halfway lift. High to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full inhale. Release. 2 more breaths. Lift high on your toes. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Reach your arms up. Then in chair pose, you want to bring your big toes to touch with a little space in your heels. Send your hips down. Arms long overhead, or if you want to stay with those cactus arms, you can go for that. Sink a little bit lower. Take a deep breath and reach up. Fold forward. Halfway lift, flat back. High to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Breathe out. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. Right foot goes between your hands. You're going to ground your left heel down. Reach both arms up to the ceiling. You're going to check in with your front foot. Make sure your knee is right over your ankle. Slide your shoulders down your back. Take a deep breath in, reach up. High to low plank, hands plant around your front foot, step back, lower down. Up dog, breathe in, send your shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Step your left foot forward, reach up. Engaging your back quad, pressing through your back heel. You want to try to slide your left hip back as much as you can, and maybe that means shortening your stance. Pull your lower belly up, reach up. Chaturanga, high to low. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take an inhale. On the exhale, soften your knees. High on your toes. Bend your knees, step or hop forward. Halfway lift. Bow. Chair pose, rise up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. High to low plank, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Rise up on the inhale. On the exhale, sink into your pose. One more breath in, press through both feet, reach up. High to low plank. Option to keep your right leg lifted as you lower. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Breathe in. Stay for the exhale. One more inhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Lift high on your toes. Bend your knees. Step or float forward. My feet's building. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Just be in that sensation. If you're feeling more energy rising in your body, it's really good for you. Just like take that with gratitude that you're doing something healthy for your body. Take a deep breath in. Fold forward. Halfway lift. High to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Just one breath in. Reach up. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Chaturanga. Upward facing, Downward facing dog. Take a full inhale. Sigh it out, soften your elbows. High on your toes. Bend your knees, step or float forward. This is our last round, halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose, rise up. Fold forward. Flat back. High to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. This time open up to warrior two. You're gonna send your right hand forward, left hand straight back. Take your back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. Look forward, breathe in. Breathe out. Reverse flip your front palm. Reach back, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one, breathe in. Warrior two. Hi guys. Take a big breath in. Breathe out. Awesome. Track your left knee out to the left just a little bit so you get a stretch through your left quad, left inner thigh. Reverse. Chaturanga, lower down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. You can stay in downward facing dog or drop back to child's pose. Another option is to bring your arms longer by your side. I always think that feels really good after a bunch of sunnies and sun Bs. Just feel that energy from all of that good flow moving through your body. Heart beating, heat building. Two more breaths. Lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Shift forward, knee to nose, arch your spine. Kick back, breathe in. Bring your right knee to your right elbow, touch. Kick back, breathe in. Bring your right knee to your left elbow. Try to keep your hips high if you can. Reach back up. Shift forward, knee to nose. Crescent lunge, lightly step your right foot between your hands. Again, here you have the option to drop your back knee down or keep it lifted. Reach up to the ceiling. You want to make sure your feet are hips width distance apart. So instead of being on the same line, just creating some space between your feet creates more stability, a stronger foundation. Take a deep breath in. Press your ribs into your torso, towards your hip bones, engaging your core. Take another inhale. Deep breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Lengthen your spine forward. Shift your right hip back a little bit. Again, option to drop your back knee down. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. I prefer to use a block in my practice. You can bring a block or a water bottle. Place it on the inside of your right foot. Reach your left arm up. So here you're working on pulling your belly in. Keeping your inner thighs pulling together, stability through your hips, and then just twisting your upper chest. Crescent lunge, reach back up. Open up, warrior two. Reverse warrior, send it back. Side angle. Again, I prefer to use a block in this pose. You can bring your elbow to your thigh or your hand to a block. Reach up to the ceiling. Work on stacking your front knee right over your front ankle. Press through the blade edge of your back foot. Warrior two, rise up. Just relax your shoulders down. Come back to crescent lunge. Send your left hand forward, turn onto the ball of your left foot. Set your gaze in front of your right foot, engage your right thigh, lift up leg raise, pull your left knee up to hip height. Take a deep breath in, pull your lower belly up, keep your shoulder blades squeezing together. Take another inhale. Warrior 3, reach your arms forward or keep your cactus arms, send your left leg back. Keep your lower belly engaged, drop your left hip in line with your right hip. Bring your hands to heart center. Take one more breath and lengthen your spine. Slow and control, come back to crescent lunge. Drop your foot back, lift your chest up. Plant your hands down around your right foot. Take a deep breath and lengthen your spine forward. Send your right foot back, 3-leg down dog. Whew. Take an inhale. Bend your knees, stack your hip open. Stay here. Or if you want to, flip dog. That's not in my practice, but go for it. If you don't want to flip, just keep your left heel grounding down, slight bend in the left knee. Send your right knee up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Send your right leg back up. Lower it down. Come high up on your toes. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Halfway left. Forward fold. Chair pose. Fold forward. Halfway left. High to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Whew. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Shift forward, knee to nose. Lift it back up. Bring your left knee to your left elbow. Lift it up. Left knee to right elbow. Lift up. Knee to nose. Hug your core in. Lightly step your left foot forward. Crescent lunge. Again, option to drop your back knee down. Whew. Shift your left hip back, right hip forward. Pull your lower belly up. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Lengthen your spine forward. Twist to the right, right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And you can take that variation, staying here or opening up, or again, bring a block to the inside of your left foot. Slide your left hip back. Reach your left hand up to the ceiling. Notice if you're collapsing all into your right hip, you want to really press into the ball of your back foot to keep your right hip lifted, that lower core engaged, top of your chest twisting. Lower back staying stable and engaged. Crescent lunge, reach back up. Warrior 2, open up. Reverse warrior, reach back. Extend a side angle, You can bring your elbow to your thigh, or again, your hand to a block. Stack your front knee over your front ankle. Reach straight up. If you want to go for extended side angle, take your top hand overhead. A lot of times in this pose, people stick their bellies out and lean their chest back to get the best opening. But really, you want to keep your core engaged and your spine straight. Shoulders stacked over your bottom shoulder. Warrior 2, rise back up. Gaze forward. Crescent lunge, turn onto the ball of your back foot. Set your gaze in front of your left foot. Cactus your arms. Warrior 3, press into your left foot to lightly lift your right foot off the mat. Drop your right hip down in line with your left. Bring a little micro bend to your left knee. One more breath in. Crescent lunge, slow and controlled. Bend that left knee. Lightly, lightly, lightly drop your right foot down. Reach both arms up. Plant your hands around your front left foot. Send your left leg all the way back up to the ceiling. Bend your knees, stack your hip open, stay here, or flip dog. Straighten your left leg back. Lower it down. Come high on your toes. Bend your knees, step or hop forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose, rise up. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Twist to the right. Full inhale. Full exhale. Option to stay here, open your arms. I like to lift my chest, bring my left forearm to the outside of my right arm. Chair pose, reach back up. Bring your hands to heart. Lengthen your spine. Twist to the left. Any arm variation that feels good for you. You can also bring a block underneath your right hand. Take your left hand up to the ceiling. Send your hips back. Bring your hands back to heart center. Take one more breath in. Fold forward. Take a halfway lift. Bow. Separate your feet. Whew. Grab onto your big toes. Yogi toe lock. You'll bring a bend into your knees. Just let your head drop. You can bob your head yes, bob your head no. Bring your awareness back to your breath deeper than it normally would be. Release your hands from your toes, take a halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, rise all the way up. Eagle on the right. Bring your right arm underneath your left. You'll bring hands to your shoulders or take the full bind. And your right leg over. Bring your right leg over your left. Bend in your left knee a lot. Pull your ribs down towards your hips rather than leaning your chest back. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Reach both arms up, lift your right leg up, and lower it down. Full breath in, full breath out. Mountain pose, reach up. Eagle on the left, left arm under, left leg over. And in this really challenging pose, come back to that intention of gratitude. It's really easy to think about when we're in a relaxing forward fold. But it's also really good to practice an intention in an uncomfortable position. Sink your hips a little lower. One more breath in. Breath out. Mountain pose, reach up. Eagle on the left, left arm under, left leg over. Excuse me, eagle on the right, right arm under, right leg over. Again, reach your arms up. Bring your right knee to hip height. Airplane pose. Send your hands back. Send your right leg back. Turn your right toes to point down towards the ground. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Bring a little up dog in your chest. Come back to Crescent Lunge, press in that left foot, bend your left knee, ground through your right foot, reach up. Warrior two, open up. Set your gaze at your front middle finger, reverse warrior, reach back. Keep your gaze on your fingertips, Halfmoon Pose. Plant your hand down on the mat or the block. You're gonna press into your left foot to lift your right leg up. Another option would be to go right into hovering. I love trying tricky transitions, falling out of them, getting back in them. So reversing, sending your hand to hover over the ground, using your whole left leg to hold your body up, moving slow and controlled, Halfmoon Pose. Lengthen the crown of your head. Option to look up, fold forward. Halfway lift, forward fold. Let's do another halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Eagle on the left, left arm under, left leg over. Make sure your right foot is straight ahead at 12 o'clock. And reach your arms up. Lift your left knee up to hip height. Airplane pose, send it back. Left leg, your arms. Again, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Your pinkies towards each other. I like to place my hands on my lower back, make sure that my left hip isn't popping up. It usually is. Fall out, get back in. And then send my left heel up towards the ceiling a little higher, just driving my heel to the back of the arm as well. One more breath in. Slow and controlled, come back to Crescent Lunge. Again, pressing through that right foot, letting your left foot drop down to the floor. Try not to move your right foot. Crescent Lunge, open up to Warrior two. Set your gaze at your front middle finger. Reverse Warrior, breathe in. Halfmoon Pose, if you want to go down to a block or your water bottle or go straight to hovering, up to you. Oop. Doesn't have to be the same as the other side. Just move from the space you're in right now. Lift that lifted pinky toe up towards the ceiling. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, reach all the way up. Tree on the right. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left calf or your left inner thigh, your choice. Bring your hands to your hips. Try to line your hips up with each other. A lot of times our left hip will stick out. You want to really use your obliques to pull in. Start with your hands at heart center. Pull your lower belly in and up. Lift the center of your chest. If it feels good to reach your arms up, go for that. You can bring your hands and release behind your back. Take any arm variation. I'm just going to keep my hands at heart center. Slide your shoulder blades together and down. One more breath in. Switch sides. Right leg plants. Tree on the left. Bring your left foot to your inner calf or your inner thigh. You can also kickstand your foot. So bringing your left foot to the inside of your right ankle. Just make sure your foot isn't on your knee. Don't want to ever put lateral pressure on your knee joint. Really engage your right standing leg. Your whole body is on your right standing leg, so you want that to be really strong. Again, any arm variation. One more breath in. Release it down. Mountain pose, reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Step back to high plank. Take a deep breath in. Shift forward, low plank. You can always skip this. Go right to downward facing dog, upward facing, downward facing dog. Take a full inhale. Slide it out. Step your right foot forward, warrior two. Gaze forward. Straighten your front leg. Triangle pose, shift your hips back. Bring your right hand to the outside of your right shin. You can place your hand on your shin or a block. Reach your left hand up to the ceiling. Stack your thumb right over your nose. Just one more breath in here. Reach up. Stay for the exhale. Rise back up to warrior two. Gaze forward. Relax your shoulders down. Reverse warrior. High to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior two. Rise up. Straighten your front leg. Triangle pose. Creating length through both of your side bodies. Engaging both quads all the way up to your hips. Reach up. This time, turn your left foot and wide leg forward fold. You can stay here in this wide leg forward fold, or move towards the back of your mat, taking a little stretch, Skandasana. Work that on both sides. You have tons of options here. You can take a twist, placing your left hand down, right hand up. Move through any variation of this you would like. Take a halfway lift. Stay for the exhale. Press in both feet, rise all the way up. Warrior two towards the front of your mat. Reverse, press in both feet, big stretch, reach back. High to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Side out. Shift forward, high plank. Slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. You can drop up down to your knees. If you want, elbows go straight back, raising your ribs all the way down to the floor. Arms long by your side, take a cheek. Full release. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Let your heels splay out. If it feels good, you can turn to the other cheek. Maybe take this time of rest to reconnect to your intention. Bring your big toes to touch, arms long by your side. Send your forehead to the center of your mat. Lift up Locust Pose. Pull your feet up. Lift your chest up. Palms by your side. Look down at the ground. So you're not looking forward, putting compression on your neck. Looking down at the floor. Lift your chest up. One more breath in. Lift everything. Lower down. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more Locust Pose. You can interlace your hands at your lower back if that feels good, or again, hands along by your side. Breathe in, lift up. If your hands are interlaced at your back, try to keep a little bend in your elbows. Try to engage your core. One more lift. Lower down. Lift your feet up to the ceiling, windshield wiper them side to side. Press your hands into the ground. Upward facing dog, just an easy up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Sigh it out. Lift high on your toes, bend your knees, walk all the way through. Come onto your back. Send your arms long by your side. You can also put your hands just slightly underneath your lower back. Lift your feet up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Lower your legs halfway down. Try to keep your lower back connected to the floor. Take another breath in. Hover your heels, look at your toes. Take an inhale. Exhale. Lift your feet back up. Try to keep your legs as straight as they can, but sometimes mine don't go straight. Take another breath in. Lower a third of the way. Breathe in. Another third. Breathe in. Hover your heels, look at your toes. Inhale. Exhale. All the way back up. Lower your right heel down to a hover. Lift. Breathe in. Lower your left leg down to a hover. Lift. Both legs down to a hover. Look at your toes. Stay here. Pull your belly down. One more breath in. Lower all the way down to the floor. Really nice. Take an inhale. Exhale. Pull your heels back towards your hips. Lift your hips up for a bridge pose. So you're going to bring your heels underneath your knees. Again, you can use a block for this if you want to take a restorative option. You can bring a block underneath your lower back. Hang here for these back bends. Or you can interlace your hands at your lower back, pressing into your shoulders, lifting your hips up. Lower down. Keep your back flat on the floor. Send your knees side to side if that feels good. Another bridge pose. Lift up, pressing through the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet. You want to try to keep some length in your lower back, so just slightly tucking your toe or pulling your lower belly up, I should say. Press your triceps into the floor to lift your ribs. Lower down. Take a deep breath in. Side out. Another bridge pose or wheel pose, bringing your hands by your head. Pressing your fingertips towards your heels. Elbows go straight up. You're going to come onto the crown of your head first or lift all the way up, whichever's in your practice. I would suggest not trying this pose at home if it's your first time. Use your thighs to lift your hips. One more breath in. Lower down. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. One more breath. Release. One more bridge or wheel pose. Restorative bridge, regular bridge, wheel pose, whatever feels good for you today. Lift up. Two more breaths. Lower down. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, knees out wide. Take one hand onto your heart, one hand to your belly. Release. Release your jaw. The muscles around your eyes, your forehead. Soften your belly. Really try to slow down your breath. stay right here or take happy baby pose, grabbing onto your shins or the bottoms of your feet. Pull your knees back into your chest. Make your way to downward facing dog. If you want to move through final vinyasa, go for it. From downward facing dog, we're going to come into half pigeon on the right and start our restorative portion of the practice. So for half pigeon, you're going to bring your right knee to your right wrist. Your right foot will fall somewhere between your left hip and your left wrist. You can bring a block underneath your lifted hip or underneath your chest. Again, you can use a water bottle for both of those things. You can come onto your forearms or release all the way forward. If that feels really inaccessible to you, it's very normal. You can take a figure four stretch on your back, planting your left foot to the ground, bringing your right ankle over your right ankle over your left thigh. You can stay here or pull your left knee into your chest and grab onto your hamstring. So up to you which one you choose. And again, try to keep your breath longer than your everyday breathing while you're in this pose. Notice where your thoughts start to go. Maybe they're moving forward or back. Just notice them and then choose if you want to stay attached to that thought or come back to your intention of gratitude, something you're grateful for, or again, your breath. Slowly make your way up and switch sides. Half pigeon on the left or figure four on the left. Sending your right leg back. If you have a counter stretch that feels good, go for that. And then just get right into the pose. Take 4 more deep breaths. And slowly make your way back up. Take again any counter stretch you need. We're going to meet in a seated forward fold, either legs out long in front of you or butterfly legs. So lift your chest up, fold forward. You want to try to keep some length in your lower back rather than like rounding your whole spine. It's pulling your chest towards the top of your mat. Even if that means not going down as far, it's okay. And slowly lift your chest up. Come all the way onto your back. I'm going to invite waterfall for an inversion. So bringing your block underneath your lower back, feet straight up. If you don't have a block, you can just bring your hands underneath your lower back, lifting your feet up to the ceiling. If you want to move to a wall, this is the best, legs up the wall. You can just roll onto your side, bringing your butt up against the wall, and then pulling your feet up, extending them. This pose switches the direction of our circulation, so we just brought in so much good oxygen to our body, and by lifting our feet up over our heart, we're moving it through our bloodstream. It's one of the things that makes people feel really relaxed at the end of a yoga class. Slowly lower your feet down, remove your block if you have it. You're going to shift your hips over to the left a little bit and take both knees to the right. Try to keep your shoulders connected to the floor. Supine twist, take your gaze over to the left. Come back to center, shift your hips over to the right, take your knees to the left, supine twist. Come back to center. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Knees out wide. One more Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your heartbeat. Sometimes I like to hold my breath for a few seconds and really feel my heartbeat in my chest, total stillness in my body, except for my heartbeat, which is still going. Stay here as long as you want, or move to Shavasana, letting your legs splay out long, arms long by your side. And even though you're at home, I really suggest that you stay and do a full Shavasana. I will let you know when it's over. Just resist the urge to get up and move on with your day. Really take this time to fully be in stillness. So restorative for your body. So restorative for your mind. Close your eyes. Let your feet splay out. Soften your belly. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Soften your brow. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Pull your knees into your chest, roll all the way over to your right side. And come up to seated with your eyes closed and your hands at heart center. And take a final deep breath in together. And release. Bring your thumbs to the center of your forehead. Honoring ourselves and each other, we bow forward and say namaste. Namaste. Great work, guys. I hope you all are well. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you back at the studio. Maybe another video before I'm more open again, but we're taking it one day at a time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. And if you want to meet my dog, Sunny, hold on a second. Sunny, come here. Sunny, come. Sunny. Sunny, come. She's coming. Hold on. Sunny, come. I'm all the way up. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Look, say hi to say hi to her friends. Do you have a friends? This is Sunny. She loves yoga too. Just kidding. She has no idea what yoga is, but she's the best. Show them your cute ears. All right. Bye, guys, for real.